Risk for the math impaired. It never ceases to amaze me, the number of people who are proud to proclaim, "I suck at math." How about we put the blame where it should reside? The system sucks at teaching math. The reasons for this, well, they are plentiful. We don't need math geniuses at McDonald's. A teacher can only teach what they understand, and a math genius is not going to take a pay cut to be a teacher. Numbers aren't pretty to most of us. True math geniuses understand ratios and the tenuous hold they have on the majority. If more people understand math, the geniuses will have less control. Banks use numbers all of the time. They don't want to lose their monopoly. Insurance companies use numbers all of the time. They don't want to lose their monopoly. Governments use numbers all of the time. They don't want to lose their monopoly. Political parties use numbers all of the time. They don't want to lose their monopoly. Investment management companies use numbers all of the time. They don't want to lose their monopoly. So understand, math is control. It's the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. Take back control. It's not that difficult to understand. Here is some simple math to understand the entirety of the system. A 20% loss needs a 25% win to break even. That's a 20% loss needs a 25% win just to break even. So your account goes like this. Your balance is $50,000. You take a $10,000 loss. That's a 20% loss, and now your balance is $40,000. You have $40,000 balance. You get a $10,000 win. That's a 25% win, and your balance is now back up to $50,000. So you have a $50,000 balance. You take a $25,000 loss. That's a 50% loss. Your balance is now $25,000. You take a $25,000 win. That's a 100% win, and now you're back to $50,000. Just to break even. This is not even considering commissions, swap, expenses, and taxes. Now, everybody knows you need risk to reap the reward. So how much risk is needed? It is commonly accepted knowledge in the banking, hedge fund, super trader world that 2% of your equity on any given trade is optimal. Well, how many trades? Whatever makes you uncomfortable is the upper limit, so usually to a total of 10% of equity, 5 trades. $50,000 equity minus $5,000, that's a 10% loss, and you're down to $45,000. $45,000 balance, and you have a $5,000 win, that's an 11% win, and you're back to $50,000. When you keep the number of trades below 5 and the risk of each trade to 2%, you will not likely lose more than 10% of your account. This is simple risk management. Now, how many and who actually does this? The answer is not many retail traders and all professional traders. The permutations of this simple formula are all within the framework of 10% total equity at risk. More trades equals less risk per trade. Fewer trades equals more risk per trade, but never more than 10% total equity at risk. So what if you choose to not use stop losses? You have no idea of the total risk, so the risk per trade has to be minuscule, right? Staying in a small trade will look good for a while, but eventually it catches up to you. Getting out quick removes risk altogether, but eventually you need bigger gains. So what should the reward be set at? Well, that's another kettle of fish altogether. And we'll get there. Patience. Simply know, the risk should be set in stone. Risk is not knowing what you are doing, to quote Warren Buffett.